Hi everyone, happy Saturday, June 2nd. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, basically about a condition that I have, girls only video, if you don't mind. And I've wanted to do the video for a while, and I was going to write everything down, everything that I wanted to say, but I know if I do that, then I'll never do it. So I'm going to try to make these videos quick. It's basically going to be about a condition called endometriosis. For anyone that doesn't have it, doesn't know what it is, basically it's a condition that causes the lining of the uterus to to grow and end up on other organs, and pretty much every time you get your menstrual cycle, it continues to grow, and grow. I've pretty much had it for my whole life. Didn't get diagnosed until I was about 25, and at that point, I had a cyst, which in endometriosis we call that an endometrioma, basically, which is a big ball of endometriosis, pretty much sort of like a fibroid, but not really. Mine was the size of a basketball. I was at the point where if I would have waited another month, it probably would have, because I'm small to begin with, I'm only about 90 pounds. If I would have waited probably about another month, it would have been into my lung and I probably would have been dead. So I was lucky that they caught it when they did, and, sometimes I wish that obviously they didn't catch it sooner. But, for years and years and years, I complained of pain, but, they kind of just, obviously figured it was normal for me because I was one of those people that always had, issues with my menstrual cycle, so they just kind of thought it was just, that's what it was. And, at the time, being on the pill wasn't something, that I wanted to do because, gaining weight was an issue for me. Since I have, bone issues and things, to begin with, gaining weight really isn't something that, I could have afforded to do, because then it would have made my difficulty to walk already, a worse difficulty than it was if I would go ahead and gain 30 pounds, because somebody like me that's, 4'11", 90 pounds, I go ahead and gain 20, trying to walk, it would make it really difficult for me, so that wasn't something that I was going to do at the time. I did have emergency surgery to remove the cyst that I have. From that point, I've went on every, conceivable medication you could think of. A lot of things I've tried don't work. I've been on, medication that, they use for prostate cancer. I've been on tamoxifen. I've been on Femara. I've been on Avista. I've been on Fosamax to protect my bones, which inadvertently wrecked my teeth and made all my teeth kind of, see how my teeth are like that? Kind of made all my teeth kind of go out, up, and like that. So I had to do, for the past 2 years, I was fixing my teeth with Invisalign. If they would have kept growing outward because I was getting extra bone up here in the jaw and down here, if I would have continued that route, I probably would have had all false teeth. So I actually finally just, finished my thing with Invisalign now. Thankfully, I only had retainers. So about, 10 grand later, I have teeth that are staying in position as long as I wear my retainers daily and don't take Fosamax anymore. Now I pretty much, I'm just on a medication called legallyblondepbmy, which for any of you girls that have endo or polycystic ovarian syndrome, you know that Lupron will basically, pretty much is there to prevent your menstrual cycle and preserve your fertility. Most people, you're really not supposed to be on it for more than 6 months, but as long as you take it with an antibiotic therapy, which I do, you're pretty much okay. But it really is not the best things for your bones because, you have very, very, very low estrogen levels, which is, it tends to be okay because for, people, if anyone knows, if you have endometriosis, even if you have the slightest amount of estrogen, you know how that affects you and how much pain that you can be in. So, it's really not a win-win situation, but it's better than, being where I was at 5 years ago, living every day in severe pain. So, I'd love to hear, anyone else who has the condition or anyone with polycystic ovarian syndrome. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. you know, what medications you guys have been on, what works for you, what doesn't, you know, what are some of the side effects that you have from some of the medications that you take. You know, for the most part, you know, from Lupron, I really don't have any side effects. It really is great. I mean, obviously, yeah, the needle is like EA big, and it's huge. But after a while, you know, getting it every 3 months, you kind of just get used to that needle, and then you don't even feel it anymore. It's really not that big of a deal. You know, so I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts on it. All right, thanks.